Welcome to the show, sir. Good to have you on the show. So today on the show, we're discussing the Lagos State government's crackdown on illegal estate developments. It's been reported that 176 estates without layout approvals in Eti-Osa, Ajah, Ibeju-Lekki, and Eti-Osa have been identified. These estates have a 21-day ultimatum to process approvals or face sanctions. Joining us in the studio today is Dr. Oluyinka Abiodun Olumide, Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, Lagos State. He will be shedding light on the details of this action, including what prompted it and how it will impact developers and residents. He also elaborates on the importance of layout approvals, how this aligns with the state's sustainable development goals, and the role of RERA in regulating real estate. Welcome with us, our guest. Good to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Commissioner, this news broke yesterday, and everybody was wondering, okay, is our house safe? Are they going to demolish our houses? How do we start tracing if we have the appropriate documents? So I'd like to start from the point of what led to this.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here, and it's important for us to let our people know exactly what is going on. So regarding the current information about 176 estates without layout approval, it's not actually new. I think sometimes in February or March of last year, we went around on enforcement around Ibeju-Lekki, Eti-Osa, and Ikorodu, because what we've observed is that a lot of developers had gone in to purchase lands from the locals, so-called Monile, with the idea of developing estates. And one of the very basic requirements of estate development is the layout. What we have presently is that for lands that are above 1 hectare, that's 10,000 square meters, developers are expected to get layout approval before the commencement of planning permits of the units of building within that estate. So we observe that from even the plans that we have, you know, the purpose of plan, I really must commend Lagos State government for this effort, because we are about the only state, I'm able to say that, in Nigeria that's not joking with our plans and development. Now, what we have as the very first thing is, which is done by the Regional and Master Plan Department, is the zoning of the land. Now, when lands are zoned, what that simply means is that it enables orderliness, whereby you're able to demarcate areas that this portion should be for agricultural development, this area should be for industrial development, this area should be for recreational, this area should be for residential. And the infrastructures to be provided differs. It has to be such that it goes in line with what is being designed for. So, but what we've noticed in that area, Ibeju-Lekki, Eti-Osa, and Ikorodu, is that a lot of people have gone in to buy local lands that are not actually zoned for residential development. And of course, with that, they definitely cannot get approval. So then we went out, we approached them, and we cautioned them with the whole idea of stopping and doing the right thing. Ironically, we even have cases whereby a lot of our brothers and sisters in diaspora has committed a lot of money, because these people advertise online, and a lot of money has gone down the drain, for which definitely they will not be able to get approval to develop. So as a responsive government, we have to move all out with our power that we have and get them to do the right thing. Okay. This window that they have, this 21-day window, is for them to come forward and do the right thing. There are a lot of things that may
Okay, there are lots of questions for you.
Yes, yeah. First question, sir, you said responsive government.
Yes.
But it seems like government is very slow to respond. Estates have been built, properties have been put up. There's work, for that to have happened, there must have been they had related with government, different departments or departments related to yours. How did they go that far, so far, and then now you come up with a, a circular 21-day ultimatum? It just doesn't seem normal.
No, what we have various categories of misalignments. There are some that have just acquired the land and displayed their name, no paper, no anything yet. They started selling. They've done their own layout to their own level. Okay. That's one category. There are other categories that have actually approached, because in the layout approval, there is the first leg, which we call the provisional approval. Now, when applications are made, and the first leg of it is the provisional approval, which enables them to commence the basic infrastructure. So after putting the basic infrastructure in place, then they go further to now start applying for the individual planning permit for the buildings. Mm-hmm. So we have, and they're supposed to come back again after showing evidence of commencement of the infrastructural work. So some falls into that category. So it's not that we've been relaxing too long, that some of them are almost at maybe 50% of the approval process, some at 70%.
Oh, that for me, so please. So thank you so much for highlighting that, because the news actually came out on Monday.
Yeah.
Red and Lagos had a meeting Monday evening, and I was in the meeting. And one of the things that came out was there were like a few people that have come online to display their approval letters. Were there any people, was there any name, company name or estate listed that had approval that was mistakenly listed, or lack of unified record put them there?
No, you got what I just explained. What we also notice is that you find a situation whereby application was made in a particular name, and on site they change. So we will not have that record. You understand what I mean? An application was made, God is good estate. Mm. On site, you have Satan is bad estate. Okay. They are not the same thing.
Okay. So you are saying some of those are on ground, because when that's when the circular was released, and it includes names of companies that have done 50%, 70% of processing, the damage done cannot be undone by saying they've done 50 or 70%. No, the damage done to the entire real estate industry is huge. I felt like it was within the Redan group, Redan Lagos, it was more like, it seemed like the government is intentionally trying to attack the industry, as opposed to, and there are many meetings for us for meetings and negotiations that are ongoing. So why was that release done in such a way that would put the companies into crisis? It's not even panic, it's crisis. So you have no idea within 24 hours how many people have said they want a refund. Yeah. The company will shut down. Yeah. It will now look like all real estate companies in Lagos bad. And yet we talk about how much fund. Real estate in the rebased economy ranks #1. So what are we hoping to achieve with this? And could we have done it with a human face to sustain those businesses?
Part of this exercise is also has to do with compliance.
Okay.
Now, in the approval that is given, if you have a deviation, you have rendered that approval useless. That's not, and majority of them falls under that. It's very simple. Let them come. Any one of them that can get 100% clearance, then he can go to the press and say, no, their name was wrongly publicized.
Some have gone to the press.
So, let them go. I mean,
is it possible that the process, the timing, the delay in the entire process discourages them from, because we see the things that happen sometimes when you go to these ministries, how, they're deliberately delayed. Something that you have the paperwork, somebody tells you. In fact, recently I went to lands. They don't allow visitors on Mondays and I think Thursdays or so, or Fridays anymore, so that they claim that it's for them to be able to work. So a lot of some of these things, whether approved, whether transparently known or not, delay the process. You go and you keep going. I once filed to physical planning. Thank God you're from physical planning, because the Lagos State Housing Scheme, Ajah, is where my client's property was. And Omonile cut the property left, right, and sold it. And so they have their valid papers. I wrote to the ministry. I still have copies of those letters. The person that was assigned to me, he made it so difficult. Every time he has to go, I'll come drive him all the way to the scheme. When he gets there, he will talk. I will expect, meeting, that kind of thing. Almost as if you have to do. So some of these internal impediments that we suffer can be discouraging to a real estate company to finish up. So I have already found, let me just sell my market, because they're business people. They're trying to get money. Since it's in process, we'll be doing it small. Yeah. Some of these, are there things that, is this a possibility, and are there things that you're also
doing? Make it easier. To make it easier of doing business.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, I'm not just a commissioner for physical planning and urban development. Before I came in here, I've participated very strongly in property development.
Okay.
Very, very strongly. I was deputy MD of Intercontinental Properties. I left NNPC as AGM Properties. I've developed over 87 estates in this country.
Okay.
And I know the procedure. It's so simple and easy. And if anybody wants to dispute, let them come up on this. When you are making a submission for an estate development, it's a job that is very serious and are mostly done by consultants.
Okay.
Consulting town planner, consulting architects, consulting estate surveyors. So the procedures are very clear. It's very clear. It's very, very clear.
And easy.
So what causes the bottlenecks?
Like I said, it has to do first with the zoning. You have a situation, in most cases, people buy lands that are not buildable. Like I've just said, you got a land that is off what you intend to do. It will definitely take you time before you can scale through it. If you go and buy a land in an industrial area and you now want to do residential area, it's not going to be that straightforward.
Okay, so there are some of these
questions. I have to go on a break because I'm not even sure I have understanding yet. Let me go on a very short. When we come back, we'll come back with more questions. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have with us the Honorable Commissioner, Dr. Olumide, here with us. Let me ask this question, because as a Nigerian and as a Lagosian, one of the things I like to do is start from the answer to the question. We all have one objective: to build the economy, the real estate economy in Lagos State. And if that's government's objective, I would like to work our way back such that we are trying to help the industry, not destroy it. Yeah. Which is what, to echo what Tok was saying, that we're not, yes, we understand when government wakes up, because in the past, people were just building anyhow. And we understand when government says, I am here now, this is how it is, we understand. The process is here. It is in play. Now, what would have been better is government to say, okay, we have 176 estates in process. We ask that you complete your process. We know we have approved some, or these are not approved. Please complete the process so that this will not, that is
illegal.
That helps to cushion the effect, understanding that you don't want a windfall of people taking out their money because it's going to affect the bottom line. So that's the worry when Nigerians are saying, we understand your government, but pick your words properly so you're not causing a problem. Do you agree, sir?
Well, I do agree that one should pick words correctly. However, in this case, I'm still of the opinion that we've not gone outside the normal norms.
By using illegal estates?
Yes.
Wait, I want you to define that illegal estates properly so that Nigerians understand.
I've just told you, if you have a certificate,
okay,
so your name is Olu.
Okay.
Femi, and
your estate is now
your real name is Ola Femi, and you think you can just add a small comma, you've rendered that certificate null and void.
Okay.
So
it's as simple as that.
Okay.
For us, once you have a 0.001% outstanding, it's still not a valid.
Okay, so let me make sure Nigerians understand what I'm hearing. Yeah. You said two things now. There could be a name problem, discrepancy with the name. Maybe you put your name Jide.
No. I'm just saying that if you have a certificate, not planning something now, maybe WAEC or degree or whatever.
Yeah.
You think you can just change Olu to Ola, you've rendered it useless. So in our own approval, if even an approval is given and you've deviated by even the smallest element of it, you've rendered that approval null and void.
No, but so what
which makes that place illegal.
You gave
because you've not complied with the basic approval.
That's within the infrastructural development ongoing there.
Not only infrastructure, we also have number of units. If you have an approval of 36 units and you build 38, is that the same?
So that's the second one.
That estate is illegal.
Wow.
No, baby, 2 houses are illegal.
Yes, it's illegal.
But when you say illegal, the estate is illegal,
it's illegal because you have deviated from the approval granted.
So
it's there in the approval that you do not have right to change or alter or do anything outside.
I agree, because we've seen issues that happen based on deviating from approval. What we're saying is not even about that. Raising extra floors, changing the dimension of the rooms, all of those things are valid. But here, we are declaring an estate that this entire project is illegal, and we are giving room for rectifying it. That already sort of contradicts each other, because if it is illegal, like we are going to destroy you. Yeah. But if it is that these projects are contravened, we are not in compliance, these estates are not in compliance, they have 21 problems. It's a different language. That illegal language is a language of...
This was not...
Everything you are doing is wrong.
Yeah. Yes. So sir,
you have defrauded people
those of us,
and
for those of us listening, when we hear illegal estate, one, you don't have the papers for that estate that you have. So you're a fraudster. You have scammed people, and we have found that you are scamming people. So that's what people are hearing. So that's why we're saying it's important that language is very specific to the message you want to send, to reflect exactly what's happening. Because what I'm thinking here, that many times, government will put out circulars that can be so destructive, but because we don't have the situation where
we don't have data
can sue the government for just that language and the business it may cost.
No. We have a committee, appeals committee in the ministry. If you've run foul of the law, they can report there.
Okay.
If any one of them have enough evidence, let them come to the appeals committee.
If you have a circular that says this, you put my asset and that is illegal. Yeah. And all that it means that cost me business. And all that was required was maybe, as you said, a comma in my name to just rectify the name.
No. Don't get me wrong. The comma in the name I said was just to justify the logic of, okay, if you have gone outside, I just use that as an example. You have a certificate. Now, in the approval that are given for development, it's there that they don't have right to deviate from this thing, or else they render the null and void.
Okay. So that means they don't even have an approval at the end of the day. If they do deviate from what was approved originally. So I think illegal captures it.
Of course.
But my question
if there is a need, it's not cast in stone. If, for example, along the line, there is a need for a change, the only thing constant is change. You come forward and effect and it's documented.
So since government is for all of us, Moral just asked that, what the objective was. If it is it's to regulate the system, why not protect the businesses also? But my fear now is, as government, you also have the responsibility of protecting the consumers, the people who subscribe to these estates in the first place. They did not do the approval. Their monies have been expended to the companies. Now it's illegal. What can you do to protect them?
Let me give you one example.
So we don't come and see truck.
Layout approval submission is a very, very detailed document for which you have engineering, legal, environmental, so many things. Now, you have an estate that says the water reticulation will be such that there is a central supply. The submission and the approval was based on the fact that there is a central point of water distribution. And along the line, it is not done. You now have individuals drilling their own boreholes. Is that not... Can't we classify that as illegal?
Okay, so what are
because there are implications for multiple boreholes within an estate as one. If you know ab initio that that's the system you want to, it will be declared like that. The engineers will assess and come up with engineering solution to that. Not that this is what we plan to do, and then you now
go behind, which we know that we do in Nigeria. So we are not going to be naive about that. But sir, when customers want to buy properties, we see these companies come out and tell us, "Don't worry, we have all the papers. We have this everything is done government level. So what should a client, a buyer ask? What are the questions that they should ask? What are the papers that they should look at so that they also protect themselves from falling victim to something like this?
Well, I think last round now you can confirm the authenticity of that company, whether they are even a registered estate developer. That's the starting point. Okay. So if that one is cleared, now you are now discussing in them, then you should be able to ask for the approval of that particular estate. In this case, the starting point will be the layout approval, that the government has approved this layout. Then also, you are also expected to demand for your own, because one thing is the layout approval, which example can be the whole of this table. Now, your own building is just this cup. Apart from the layout, you should also have the detailed approval of that your own unit.
Okay.
And they are supposed to even do you an assignment which will be registered with lands, you know, showing that your own, with all the necessary beacons, around your own plot. They should be able to have that. That qualifies them that, yes, this is my building, approved within overall enclave.
Okay. This is eye-opening.
No, it's okay. It's process.
Now, to go on a break. I'm still trying to take in what you just said. Let's go on a very. I hope you are still. Are you in a hurry somewhere? Because it looks like we are. No. There are lots of questions jumping in for you. Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guest with us. Papa has a question.
Yes. So, sir, the entire 176 estates that you mentioned, that they have a window of 21 days to rectify. Some people online said maybe it's just the revenue generation drive for the government, because the process of approval would mean that all these people would have to pay monies. And I would like, you were explaining to us between the break, so that is one question. You explained to us between the break how some people get partial approval and don't get full approval, and why that's an issue. So the first one is it a revenue generating process? And then number two is the partial approval, how does it take place, and how can customers protect themselves?
Well, it is not for revenue drive. It's not a revenue drive activity at all. The amount they pay for layout approval is not a serious amount. I mean, they all know that was not serious. It's not for any revenue drive at all. At all. Now, let me give you one scenario. And this thing is not even new, because, like I said, we started as far back as February, March of 2024. We've been going around, you know, letting them know how they've gone off the rail before we go all out today. Now, let me give one example where you have an expanse of land, and because sometimes some people consider the layout approval as a bit difficult, because we are very, very thorough in terms of the requirements, what we are expected to have, your engineer analysis, powers analysis, road analysis, drainage analysis,
geography
water,
reference, topography map, stamp signed, contour map, topography map showing spots, 3D contour map, location plan, soft copy of layout.
Exactly. Because if you have a land, for example, and you submit, you do a topographical map, and it shows the level of the land, that level might mean that you may have to commit some serious money on that side before you can commence construction. That's one of the, I don't want to say bad, but that's one of the areas where I see that some developers may find it very difficult. Now, running away from that, you now find a situation whereby some clever developer may want to come in and say, okay, they will make an application for, let's say, 2 blocks, because it's just like and as an individual developing his own house. The requirements there are very simple. Just approach LASPA, and so they do that. After that, they apply for the next one. After that, they apply for the next one. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be a whole block of estate, and that's why in some estates, if you go around, example during this rainy season, they have some areas heavily flooded. It's because they have not made plans to attack that kind of a problem. if a proper layout is being done, that problem will come out visible. They will know. And like I said, correcting those problems sometimes might be very, very enormous in terms of the money that they will expend in correcting those problems. So these are reasons why sometimes they go, for example, an estate may come up with a power requirement that will involve even license from T.H.E.M.E.S It's that big. So some may consider that as difficult, and they want to go the cutting corner side.
So, sir, there's a question here saying that, okay, now this 170, after 21 days, what's going to happen? Are you going to shut it down? Are you going to demolish? What exactly is going to happen?
After the 21 days, we'll go in with another timing, which will, you know, after this one, the next stage is token before you get to demolition. Is the very, very final, and we don't demolish without the governor's approval. We don't demolish without the governor's approval. We get governor's approval before we demolish.
So some of the requirements, they
for those of them that are who doesn't want to comply on time, we'll do a bit, which is we'll approach them, we'll talk, but we'll first seal. When we seal, we'll give them some time again to effect the correction before we start talking. And after, at the end of it, we'll get the governor's approval to remove if we need to remove.
Are you saying that every demolition in Lagos that happens, the governor's approval is given?
Of course, you need the governor's approval.
Just checking. Okay.
So some of these things that are requirements, it's not something people can finish within 21 days. Are there things can they finish all the requirements within 21 days?
21 days is 3 weeks. 15 good working days.
Yes, you mentioned there was previous warnings.
They are not new to it. They know all the requirements. They are not new to it.
Okay, I think I have time for me to let you go.
Any comments? Let me quickly ask this question. So, my question now is about affordable houses in Lagos. Majority of people fall into the traps of some maybe illegal structures or monile buying because they're trying to get affordable properties that they can say, this is my own. You mentioned during the break 250 square meters. I know someone that's built outside Lagos on a 150 square meter, and I've been to the house. Oku is a landlord. He bought his land. Him and his friends shared 600 square meter, 824, and they built the house there. So how do we now solve the problem of housing in Lagos, ensuring that it's easy for the average to get?
Let me add to that question, because also some of us, when we travel to countries like China, we see people go up. They raise this thing, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, we can't keep having all these small duplexes across because we have millions of people who are looking for homes. So when do we plan to go up where people can actually have more, accommodate more? So it's all about planning.
When we start building real strong structures.
You are just buttressing our own position here. When plans are produced, like I said, that's zoning. They also go into the nitty-gritty of defining the
how many floors per area.
How many floors and the area, the number of families and all this stuff. They are all there. Like, for example, now in Lagos, we all know what's the total land in Lagos? 3,577 square kilometers, of which 30% thereabout is water. Now, we all know, and the population keeps increasing every day. Housing deficit of about 4 million in Lagos. We know it's huge, and we know, and in the ministry, we're already reviewing our plans to accommodate vertical development rather than horizontal development. Now, the shocking one is that some around, I think Eti-Osa, there was a notice signpost displayed, and they just cut out. I mean, we should be, be ready to have decent and livable development, not just for the purpose that we all need a house. You have just rows of building. I mean, you don't do layouts like that. Shouldn't they have some green to, create some children to run around and play ball and things like that? Isn't that desirable within an estate?
There are townhouses that are built.
Isn't that you have a whole plot of land filled with houses.
Yeah,
No
I
single
agree.
area for children to run. I mean, does that make sense?
It does not make sense.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take. We have to
not
wrap
make
up.
sense.
But thank you very much
Thank you, sir.
for helping us get clarity on this, and we hope that we're able to rectify some of these. Thank you very much. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.